What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Under the Rim podcast. And these playoffs have been great. The Lakers just won it. My prediction came true of the Lakers winning it. Maybe not against the Bucks in 7, but things happen. And this was the craziest thing. I thought the Celtics were gonna get through, and I thought it was gonna be Lakers Celtics, just a matchup written in fate. Just the way it was gonna happen. But the Miami Heat prevailed. Honestly, a lot of people were sleeping on the Miami Heat, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's they beat the Bucks. As soon as they beat the Bucks, you should have known that these guys were for real. These guys were for real. As soon as they knocked out Giannis and the Bucks, they weren't playing around. I think they swept the Pacers, was it? And then they quickly headed into the second round and then beat the Celtics and moved on to the finals. When I'm telling you right now, when they took that second game off the Lakers, I was shook. I was like, bro, what the hell is going on? Because I got worried. I'm like, bro, what if the Lakers 3-1 Clippers choke this? What if they don't make adjustments? But they came out in Game 6 just wanting to close it out. There was no emotion coming off LeBron's face. There was no emotion coming off AD's face. Rondo turned into playoff Rondo and went 6 for 6 in like the first half or something like that. Was splashing threes, hit more threes than Danny Green. And I was gonna give a lot. I gave a lot of shit to Danny Green. Not death threat type shit, but like the usual, just you need to hit the gym and you need to practice this because wide open shots like that, it's those are the make it or break it type shots. But whatever. We won at the end. The Lakers won. LeBron got his fourth ring, and thus the bar starts the GOAT debates. Thus I don't think, honestly, right now, I think at the end of LeBron's career, he will be the greatest player of all time. If he can win, this is my thing. Do you think if LeBron can tie, or do I think if LeBron can tie Jordan or pass him, to pass him, he has to win 4 more rings. He has to win 4 more rings, which is it's there, but I don't think it can be done. I think he can win 2 or 3 more. So if he wins 2 more, well, let me see here. I'm stupid. He has to win 3 more to pass him, but he has to win 2 more to tie him. So I think if he ties him, then people are gonna be like, oh, he has one more MVP than LeBron. He has one more Defensive Player of the Year, or like they'll start bringing up the minimal stats. But then if LeBron wins 7 rings, it's you. I think at that point you can't even deny this guy as the GOAT. He has more points, more assists, more rebounds, more All Star, more All Star selections, and then more All NBA. And but you're gonna break it down to the lower things. The who has this and this, who had the killer mentality and this and this, and it's gonna be hard to compare. This is gonna be a debate that goes on forever. And I want to shut down the whole AD carried LeBron. LeBron needed AD. What kind of take is that? Honestly, what kind of take is that by people? Because Shaq needed Kobe, Kobe needed Shaq, MJ needed Pippen, Pippen needed MJ. It's as simple as that. D Wade needed LeBron, LeBron needed Wade. Like Kyrie needed LeBron, LeBron needed Kyrie. You need other people to help you out always. Like it is rare that you find teams that don't have a duo or do it by them one guy. Like I'll say Dirk, but even Dirk had help. He didn't just do it by himself. He had solid players, and he had everything was there for him to take. And he took it. And you have Shaq and Wade. I can go on forever, endless championship teams. You had Tony Parker, Ginobili, Tim Duncan, all supporting each other, supporting cast. I think it was Magic, Kareem, Larry Bird, and literally the 4 other Hall of Famers that played on his team. So it goes back down to every single thing. You had Lowry, Kawhi, even, but like it was. It's a thing that this take of AD carry LeBron is stupid because they both played amazing. I think LeBron had 30, 30, 12, and 8 on like 50 something percent shooting, and then AD had like 26 like over 11 boards, and then like a couple assists. They played amazing. They played strong together, and this is what a good duo does. I think Paul George and Kawhi can be a good duo, but Paul George needs to take that step and Kawhi needs to become more of a leader. And before you get on me for saying that Kawhi isn't a leader, listen, when he was in Toronto, I'll always go back to this. He was the X factor for Toronto, but he wasn't the leader. It was Lowry was the leader. Lowry was the vocal leader, is what I should say. Kawhi led, like I'm doing finger quotes right now, but he led by just playing. He let his game show his type of leadership. But sometimes you have to be vocal. You have to get on guys. You have to intimidate them. You have to be there. And I wasn't backstage. I don't know, but this is from what I'm hearing. That he's not really vocal. So if he takes that next step, he is clutch. He is a bona fide superstar. And if he takes that next, he might be able to get over the hump to get into the Western Conference Finals. But Paul George really needs to step up. I think it is a problem because we're hearing reports that the Clippers players don't believe in Paul George. They think they're better than him. They think he isn't above them. So they're kind of losing control of the locker room. They're losing control of the locker room, and it's tough. It's tough. They fired Doc Rivers. Do I think they need a new coach? Yes, but Doc Rivers is going to get hired anywhere he goes. He's an amazing coach, but I think at the time he just wasn't producing enough, and yes, he dealt with shitty hands, but they need a fresh scenery. They need a fresh coach. They need to see who can do what, Did D'Antoni get signed? I don't know if D'Antoni got signed to the Clippers. I can't remember who, if the Clippers signed a coach or whatever, but they need a change of scenery. They need someone to, as soon as you lose control of the locker room, it's over. It is over. And that is what happened, bro. These guys did not buy into the bubble at all. They cracked. Paul George was going through his depression. He was like dealing with his mental health, and that takes a toll. And that took a toll. And as rude as this might sound, but when you go into the bubble, you have to be mentally tough, as these players were saying. LeBron was saying he's missing his family. He was debating if it was worth it or not. Same thing with AD. And if you're already dealing with things like that, it's going to take a toll on you, and that's what it did. It took a toll on Paul George, and it was hard for him to really compete. He tried his best, especially with the amount of fans shitting on him and calling him Pandemic Pete. It takes a toll on you, and you're not going to want to play. You're not going to want to really, you don't get to see your family. You're stuck in this bubble. You don't get to eat what you want. It's like you're confined to this hotel room. It sucks. It sucks. And this is why it's another stupid ass take for people to say, oh, the bubble was the easiest thing. Every player report or interview that I read, every player from LeBron to Jimmy Butler to AD to Paul George to Kawhi, all these different guys, they say the bubble was really challenging. It was very mentally challenging. Maybe not physically challenging, but it took a mental toll on them for all the reasons I literally just listed, because they are missing their families. LeBron missed his youngest daughter's, I think, birthday. He missed Bronny's 16th. He wasn't there for a lot of events. He wanted to see his family. You couldn't eat what you wanted to eat. I remember Rondo saying on First Take today, he was like, I can finally eat what I want to eat. I'm finally eating dessert, not just some randomness. And he was like, thank God we're out the bubble, And even Anthony Davis was saying it takes a toll on you. Like, you want to go home, you call your family, and they're like, no, like, you got to do it. And he said it helps that they're supporting you, but you got to do things to keep you occupied. That's why you saw all of them playing Madden in one hotel room. They had to do things to keep them occupied because they were there for like 90 plus days, and it didn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier every other day. LeBron was counting out the days. They were physically tired, probably mentally tired. When you lose a game too, it probably takes a toll on you. When you have the fans shitting on you, like, it's all these different things, and you're stuck in this bubble. And like, bro, you don't know if anyone has COVID. You have to deal with this pandemic. You got the social issues going on too. You don't know if you want to play or if you don't want to play. If it's gonna if morally affecting you. It's a lot of different things that went into this. So I think saying the bubble is a dumb take. It's not really a valid thing, or I should say it's not really a valid point to go across, because what does that even make sense for, But that's just my take on that, and of what people are saying when it comes to the bubble. Now we move on to the aftermath of the season. The Lakers 1-6. They destroyed the Heat in the final game, And what happens from here? What happens to the Lakers? Do they repeat? Are they gonna repeat? Are the like what's gonna look like next season? Well, I'll give you all a little next season preview. The Warriors are gonna come back healthy, maybe even better than before. They got that second round pick. I don't know if they're gonna use the second round pick. Honestly, I don't see them using it. I see them trading that pick in Andrew Wiggins for a bona fide superstar. I don't. If they manage to get Giannis, bro, it's over. The league's done. But I think they trade it for someone good. I think the Warriors are going to get someone good. I think a big three or a big four still might happen there. So be on the look for the Warriors. The Nets are coming healthy. Something about the Nets is bugging me, though. I don't know. It's not KD's injury. It's not Kyrie. It's just something is telling me that they will either make the finals but won't win it, or something will happen like the Clippers choke. Like something like that is telling me that they either the locker room won't work out, or it's gonna be too many egos. Something, I don't know. Something is just telling me something is weird or off about the Nets. So I don't know. I think they might be number one seed though, but I don't know. They just have this weird feeling about them. I can't really describe it. The Raptors, if the Raptors don't get Giannis or don't get a superstar, they are screwed. They are stuck in limbo forever, in playoff limbo forever, where they are not for the next how many years until they either draft a god tier player or they get a god tier free agent, because they're going to be stuck in the second round exit for the rest of their lives if they don't get someone good or if they don't decide to tank. So they need to fix up. Celtics, I don't really know what more the Celtics can do. Honestly, I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown just need to come into their own a bit more. Kemba needs to step up. Gordon Hayward needs to be more adjusted back in. So I think they just keep going where they are now. They don't really need to do many pickups, honestly. And so I think they'll be back competing. Do I think they can make the finals? Possibly if they step up, but I don't know, maybe a Nets thing matchup. Miami Heat, apparently the Miami Heat have big plans for the offseason. Who knows, maybe they'll score a Bradley Beal type player, but that wouldn't make sense because Jimmy Butler. Maybe they'll get a Giannis. Who knows? If they can get another superstar, I can see them going back to the finals, honestly, with their mentality they have and the young players and the young roster and just Jimmy Butler wanting to win. Don't be surprised. Honestly, don't be surprised. And those are the biggest threats I can see right now coming out of the East. But the West, I have the Lakers repeating next year. Honestly, I have the Lakers repeating in about 6 or 7. Depending on what tweaks they make. Because we didn't even have Avery Bradley this year, so you got to think about that too. Avery Bradley was a defensive anchor for the team, and they still played amazing defense in those games without him. So I think I have them repeating. And then next, I think I have the Nuggets second seed. I think I have the Nuggets second seed. Or a Golden State, depending on how Golden State plays. But I think still coming out the injuries, I think they'll be third or fourth seed. But I have the Nuggets second seed. I don't think the Nuggets will go down easy this year. I think Jamal Murray had his breakout. I think he had his breakout games in the bubble. And now he has this level of confidence that can't be touched, It's either that or he turns into another Dion Waiters. Where Dion Waiters was going off for that one season and then you never hear of him again. It's either that or he had his breakout season. And I think it's the breakout season part. I think him and Jokic will bring out the best in each other. And I think he'll be second seed. I think it's either second round max or again a conference finals appearance. But we'll see what happens with them. Third, I got the Clippers. Clippers third. I think they'll step up this season, but not enough to get it done. They just need to get their locker room under control and they need to get their egos in check. Honestly, they got humbled this year and they need to stay humbled. All right, because you guys were talking all this shit about Cancun, talking shit to Lillard, this and that. They go home, pack your bags, everything. Meanwhile, they're sitting their ass home and watching the confetti fall on someone else. All right, so whatever. Fourth, like I said, Golden State Warriors. I think they need to get back in the swing of things. They need to get back into the injuries, playing nice. They might even do better than fourth. Honestly, don't be surprised if they are a top 3 seed, because these guys, listen here, all right? A jump shot never leaves. A jump shot will never leave you. If you are a good shooter, that jump shot will never leave you. Look at Ray Allen. Look at all these other shooters that be able to prolong their career because of their jump shot. Vince Carter. Again, like I said, Ray Allen, a couple other shooters. Anyone who can prolong their career, that jump shot will never leave you. Like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, they are butter. They will not go nowhere. All right, that doesn't change. The Rockets. Who the hell knows? All right, maybe James Harden will get his mid-range back. We'll see how this plays. I don't think the Rockets... the way the Rockets are constructed right now, they're not winning shit. You cannot tell me the Rockets are winning anything because it's just too. Westbrook's and Harden's styles clash too much. It's I don't think it'll work out. Like I don't think it'll work out. Just the way they play. Who knows? Who knows? So we got to see about that. I don't think they're winning. I think it's the second round exit again for them, or even a first round exit, depending on who the coach is and depending. We'll see how they play, but I don't think they're going anywhere. Trailblazers, I think they come back hot with Nurkic. Come back hot with them because Lillard has something to prove. Other than that, I don't really see New Orleans making a big jump yet. Zion still has a little bit to go. Like he's like a really good rookie right now, but I don't think he's capable to lead a team into like 8th, 7th seed. Maybe we'll see when he gets a full season. I can't jump to conclusions yet, but that's who I got. I got the Lakers repeating. LeBron is inching his way closer to the GOAT, like to GOAT status. Like to me, he's the GOAT, but like when you look at it objectively, people are going to bring up the 6 rings, all this and this. So it's. He's getting there to where these Jordan haters will have, or these LeBron haters will have less and less to say, So I'm looking forward to him repeating with Anthony Davis. And one more thing, it's Anthony Davis free agency. So a lot of people are saying he's going to Chicago, whatever. I think he's running it back. Let's not be stupid here. Anthony Davis is for sure running it back. Why would he just leave? He's built up basically an empire right now with LeBron in LA. His brand is growing crazier than ever. Why would he go back to a New Orleans situation? That literally makes zero sense for him. Maybe after all this, LeBron retires, he wants to return home to New Orleans and win a chip like LeBron went back to Cleveland. But right now, I think he's going to try and run it back. I think he's going to sign a 3 or 4 year extension with the Lakers. And that's it, and the Lakers will add some more pieces, tweak some things here and there, maybe add a bigger piece. Who knows, I think they run it back, and I think the Lakers repeat next year. Honestly, if LeBron can keep up his level of play and AD keeps growing into this player, learning how to define his body, not get injured as much, protect his health, have his mental capacity be stronger and stronger, I think they repeat. I don't think it's a question about that. I think it's just how many games they do it in, So we'll see. So I want to thank you guys so much for listening. You can catch this podcast on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere. I think Apple Music it's on. And I do be streaming nowadays. Guys, you can check out my Twitch, twitch.tv.com/theycallmemythic. If you do miss the streams, you can either watch it on my Twitch or you can watch it on my second channel. I think it's Mythic Plays. So there you go. And then my first channel, They Call Me Mythic. You can see this and other basketball news on. So thank you guys again. And I will see you guys next week.